A past client called me today concerned about this person's parent. I'm going to speak in a gender neutral way. So let's say it was a son that called about his mother, who's an elderly person, 80 years old, and use that as the age, and is in a second marriage. And the concern is that this spouse is influencing, or perhaps influencing, now I spoke to the adult child, and the spouse is influencing the parent to sell the property that was owned prior to the marriage. So, right, do we have the scenario? Elderly individual, second spouse, prompting this person to sell the home. Let's sell the home and move to another state. Is that good? It could be great. It could be what you want to do in your later years. Sell the property, move to a sunshine state, right? Florida, down south, North Carolina, Arizona, wherever retirees tend to go and congregate. Could be a great plan. However, the property was owned prior to the second marriage with this person's first spouse. And the marriage didn't end in divorce. It ended because that first spouse passed away. It's the intention of, well, I don't know what the present day intention is. What was relayed to me is that that property is going to be divided to the children in an estate plan, to the children of the person, and also include the second spouse. However, if the property is sold now, is this a form of unintentional disinheriting? With the new property being purchased in the Sunshine State, in the retiree community, is that new property going to be titled in the name of the spouses, right, the husband and wife? Well, I don't know. There's a lot I don't know to this story. But the takeaway, the thrust of this is, I don't know, where should I go? There's a lot of places to go in this story. First of all, this was a concerned child. Should the child be concerned? I don't know. I mean, perhaps. I don't know the motivations of the second spouse. I don't know ultimately the intention of the parent. Does the parent at this point want to move, want to provide only for the second spouse? Does that parent want to provide for the children? So I don't know any of those things. However, if there's an undue influence, if there's a pressure or a cajoling or an uninviting situation, well, that's not nice. And I don't even know what there is to do about it. If the father has capacity, has full mind, full ability to reason and make decisions, well, then there's nothing to do for the adult child. Now, could you safeguard against that type of a scenario? Sure, you could use a trust. This parent could place assets into a trust with certain conditions, such as, upon my passing, I want my spouse to reside in the home, the property, for all of their life. That's one way. And then at the end, I want the house to be sold and the proceeds to go to my children. Something like that. Or maybe even say if my spouse chose to sell it or consented to sell it, there could be some division of a split of the proceeds. The idea would be, what do you want to do? How do you want to distribute your assets at some future point in time? And you can go about doing that with a plan. You need an estate plan. I think that's the takeaway. It took me 5 minutes to get there, but that's the takeaway.